now that you kind of say that we have different programs, so I'm sure the application process will be different, like for different programs. So maybe in case you're aware of other application like process aside from your specific like program, that's a flood risk management. Can you like tell us about that? Yeah.
Yes. I wouldn't say I know a lot, but one thing I would like to share for the people is the fact that, like you said, every program has its own application process. But regardless of the programs, the application definitely could be similar. And I would like to share different ways in which applications can also come in. So application can come in such a way that you can apply for both admission and scholarship together, which is similar to my case. So for flood management, for example, IHE Delft, Water Institute of Education, in the Netherlands, is the coordinating university. And the way that you do it is you go to the official website. There's an official website for flood management, and you apply. Even right on the website, you already see everything you need to know, the details, the documents, everything you need. And basically, you apply for admission and scholarship together. So that's it for flood risk management. That's how it is. Some programs might say, okay, you apply for admission separately and you apply for scholarship separately. I mean, there are ways to do these things. There are ways around it. There might be a different link for just admission. There might be a different link for just scholarship. With my own program, I applied for both together because they told me during the application. So for example, the supporting statement I used to apply for the admission was what was used to, select me for my scholarship. So some programs will just match the two together like that, and you submit. So the quality of that application, whether it's for admission or for scholarship, is what will determine whether you get selected. Some might be specific about, okay, no, you apply for scholarship, you apply for admission, maybe different links, but some might come in just one direct link, and you just have to apply like that.
Basically, you mean that for you to apply, the first thing is you probably have to just go to the Erasmus scholarship, then like decide the program you want to study, and just check what the requirements will be, right?
Yes, so basically, the Erasmus Mundus has a catalog. So on the official website, you can find the catalog. So the catalog is just where you can search for the programs you want to apply to. It is very, very, it is user-friendly, trust me. Once you go to the catalog, you can just even search. You don't need to go through all the over 190 programs. There are search buttons where you can search something related to what you want. And once you search, you put it like a keyword. It brings the different programs as it's related to what you want. And you pick, each program one after the other. And like I said, so once you click on the program, for example, from the Erasmus website, it will take you to another page where it will give you like a brief of that program. It will give you the list of countries that is offering that program. And it will give you, there is always a link to the official website of the coordinating university on that page. So because you can't apply from the Erasmus page. The Erasmus page is just for you. It's like a guidance for you to find out the programs, what it entails, a brief about the program, the countries, and it should give you a direct link to where the official website of the coordinating university is. So on that page, you can find the link. So once you click, it will redirect you to the official website of the coordinating university. Then on that website, you can now find more details about the application process, requirements, documentation, deadline, and everything. It will be on the official website of the coordinating university.
No, so that's really good. Yeah, that's good. Thank you very much. So since now we have like different programs and different application methods, but I'm kind of sure that each of the application will require that you do something like maybe write an essay, or maybe some of them might also involve interviews. I don't know if you have any idea about that. So let's say, for example, you have to write essays now. Can you just like give us an idea of important things that applicants should like put into their essays, and if maybe interviews, for example? Yeah.
So I'll just give a brief of the documentation aspects of the whole process. So of course, in terms of documentation, the Erasmus expects you to have certain documents before you can apply. So starting basically with the degree certificates, your bachelor's, for example, the degree certificate. If you have a master's, mind you, some Erasmus programs actually accept that you can apply with a master's. My program, for example, accept I could apply with a master's. I already have a master's, and I still apply for another master's. Some programs might not accept, because you don't find that information on their website that, if you already have a master's, you are not allowed to apply to it. So it's program specific. It is program specific. If I can say, for me, for example, I would say it was my master's degree that boosted my chances of getting this one. So yeah, I mean, some programs like that are more specific. That okay, yeah, you are allowed. Some will tell you no. But regardless, the basic documentation is the degree certificate, whether bachelor's or previous masters, academic transcript, of course, international passport, CV, academic CV, basically. There's also, of course, when we talk about statement of purpose. So statement of purpose can come in different forms. So some people call it letter of interest, some people call it motivation letters, some people call it statement of purpose. So this could come in different forms in such a way that it could come for some programs. It would come as a form of a question and answer. Some programs might just tell you, give you a brief description that okay, we expect you to, we expect this, we do this. Write a statement that shows this or shows that. That will just come once. Then you write, your whole statement. Some programs might come, but I tell you, you have word limits. Some program might tell you, no, you don't have word limits. You have to be very careful with word limits. Any statement that tells you you have a word limit, please do not exceed it. Even if by one word, try not to exceed it. Some might tell you it's character limit, some might tell you it's word limit. Whichever limit, please try as much as possible not to exceed any of those limits. So the statement can come in those forms. So like I said, it could come in form of a question and answer. Some might come even just like I said earlier, it comes with your own admission application that you just have to submit it together with your application. Some, for example, for situations whereby you have to apply for scholarship separate, admission separately, and you have to prepare for two. So you have to prepare for two statements. So because when you apply for admission, you just have to submit a statement of motivation letter. And maybe there's going to be a specific or special one or separate one for scholarship as well. That one probably would give more details about what they expect you to write. But regardless, these are like the documents, and also another documents that would probably you might find very important is an English certificate, English exam certificate.
Okay.
So let me explain more about English exam certificate. So basically, this is since like I said, most of these programs are in Europe, so and they'll be taught in English. They will be taught in English. So actually, although recently I found out that there are some programs that you might actually need two languages to be able to apply to them. I was helping someone recently with an application, and yeah, we stumbled upon the program. And I found out that aside the fact that you have to know English or show that you understand English or you can speak English, you have to also at least be able to speak Spanish or French. And this is simply related to the fact that they have a university in, is it Colombia? I'm not sure if it's Colombia, but it's in South America. That also you have to, if depending on the section you are going for that program, because the program is also split into two, where you can, whatever section you pick will determine where you will go. So depending on the section you pick, you have to either know English and French or know English and Spanish. So that's quite interesting, and that's one of the reasons why you have to know requirements before you start just
jump in. Yeah,
exactly. Don't just waste your time. Yeah, just try to know and everything first. Get the requirements right before you can say you want to apply. So going back to language, so but majorly most of the programs it is English. So they always tell you, okay, you have to show that you can, you are English proficient. And there are ways to do this. It's through English exams. We have different types of English exams. We have GRE, we have IELTS. I think a lot of people are familiar with this. But the most common use of is the IELTS here in Europe, basically. So IELTS, for example, they tell you a minimum of 6 overall. And please, IELTS, there are two types. There's academic, there's general. When you're applying for Erasmus scholarship, please go for the academic. So please be very careful because there are two types. There's general, there's academic. Whenever you're applying for scholarships or anything related to studying, please go for academic. So they'll tell you minimum of 6 overall. Some might tell you, some might be specific about, okay, listening has to be this, speaking has to be this, reading and hearing has to be this. But it is mostly overall. They always want the overall mark. Okay, it has to be 6 or something. So that one also is also program specific. But one thing as well, you should also note about English proficiency is the fact that not all coordinating universities require that you write it.
Okay.
Now, I would like to explain more of this. For example, for flood risk management, I was going through it recently, and I found out that IHE Delft, the coordinating university for my own particular program, they have added Nigeria to the list of countries that do not need to show proof of English simply because our bachelors are taught in English. There are some programs that identify certain applicants from certain countries as being proficient enough. And once you have a bachelor's degree or any degree in that country, it is enough to show, as long as it's not in English, then it is enough to show that you are proficient in English. There are some programs like that have their universities listing this type of countries. So it has to be, of course, it is also country specific. So IHE, for example, what I'm talking about is about flood risk management, and they added Nigeria is one of the countries that is exempted, but you wouldn't find this more often because in the end, a lot of these countries, they are also not English speaking countries, so they want to be sure that they are bringing in people that can actually speak the language that is going to be like the medium of learning. So with English proficiency or exams, it's also program specific. Some programs, coordinating university will tell you, oh, you don't need it. Some programs will tell you, you need it. So regardless of whether you're taught in English or not, if your coordinating university says provide an English certificate, please just go and write it. It will save you a lot of stress. It will also boost your application. So that's just about the English proficiency.
So can they accept, maybe some might accept letters from your undergraduate?
Like I said, it's
that's not it.
You might come across. I don't know about other people. Trust me. Some might accept it as long as it's stated. It is clearly stated in the requirement that yes, so if you're from Nigeria or if you're from this country, if you have a letter from the university because I remember even when I was applying for Commonwealth back then, which is in the UK, some universities actually accept WAEC results. Yes. Some universities tell you if you have at least a C in English language in your WAEC results is enough. So always university specific. When it comes to English proficiency, it's always university specific. So it is whatever the university says you should provide, it is what you provide. If they accept, fine. If you don't accept, please write it. It's very, very, it just save yourself a lot of stress. Because that might actually be the only thing that take you out of the equation.
Yeah.
Then I think the final document I would like to mention is references. References. Please try as much as possible. Very important. Try as much as possible to have at least 2 to 3 referees at your disposal. These references can also come in different forms. It can come as a direct form, it can come as a indirect form. Direct form is such a way that when you are applying for both scholarship and admission, they tell you to upload the references yourself. Fine, that is the direct way. You just do it yourself. You just get it from your referees and you upload. Indirect form is such a way that they might tell you, okay, provide the details of your referees and we reach out to them. So that way, you just give them the details of the referee. They will send an email to your referees for references. So regardless, try to have at least 2 to 3 referees that will be available whenever you need them to provide you a reference letter. And I think that's it with the documentation, basically.
Yeah, very much important. Something came to my mind now because, I also studied in Italy and I had to do lots of legalization and authentication. So I think that also applies for Erasmus, right? Maybe depending on the country too.
Yes, with legalization is country specific. When I was coming to Germany, for example, I never legalized any of my documents. My friends that were going to Belgium, oh my goodness, they had a lot of legalization to do. Spain as well, there's legalization, so it's always country specific. So if your coordinating university is in Spain, is in Belgium, Netherlands, I think they did some legalization as well. So it depends on the country. Some countries, they are fine with whatever certified documents you have without legalization. But some countries, they'll tell you, you have to legalize this, you have to legalize that. So it is country specific.
So it depends on the coordinating university, right?
Yes, the coordinating university, the country where the coordinating university is. So the coordinating, even though now actually, it's not always like that actually. So because my coordinating university was in the Netherlands, but I was supposed to start my program in Germany. So I needed to apply for a German visa first. So I think I think it does not depend on the coordinating university. It depends on the country you are going first.
Of entry, yeah. The first country
of entry, yes. Yeah. I mean, for some programs it might be like that, coordinating university fine, and I'll tell you why it might be specific like that, simply because there's a program called Groundwatch. So with Groundwatch, they actually go to Portugal first. Yes, but the coordinating university is also IHE. IHE Delft in the Netherlands is coordinating university. And I remembered I was talking to some of my friends, and what they did was they actually applied for the Dutch residence or the Dutch visa first. Yeah, they applied for the Dutch visa first, came to the Netherlands, got the Dutch residence before they went to Portugal. I mean, this might apply for different citizens of different countries in different ways. So sometimes it might be country specific. Sometimes it might be first country of entry specific. So yeah, it's for every program. It's just
make your research. That's it.
Exactly. I mean, everything. Just make sure you know. Don't say because I have a friend that did this. No, if you are not on the same program, just don't bother yourself about that. Be more focused on your own programs and requirements, and everything will be fine.
Yeah, thank you so much for pointing that out. So, can you just give us some tips that would help people write their essays, even though the essays are different, but most of them would be kind of similar. The aim is to get the scholarship. Just things you think people should include in your essays.
Yeah. So the thing is, with essay writing, you can be very lucky that if it's in form of a question and answer, then it saves you a lot. It gives you a lot of stress. It saves you a lot of time. It gives you that opportunity to be more precise and concise with your responses. if it comes in form of question and answer, like I said. But if it's just like it comes in form of a short brief and you have to write long, then it can be it can be trickier in such a way that whatever you are writing has to encompass what they actually want you to write. But whether it comes in form of a question and answer or it comes in form of a long essay, one thing I would like to tell people is the fact that whatever you're writing, be sure that it convinces anyone that is going to pick up your essay and read that you know what you want to do and you're going to make an impact. So, because trust me, this funding, this scholarship is directed to people just because they want them to make an impact, regardless of where they find themselves. And they've seen your quality in whatever documentations you've had in the past. And this essay is just another way to confirm that, yes, this person that, for example, this person has a first class. Oh, fine, this person has this first class. This essay is another way of confirming that this person actually has plans, life goals, career goals, and they have plans towards achieving it. So, like I said, with question and answer, it's easier because that way you probably have more specific questions to answer and you go more direct. But if it's a long essay, one thing I always like to tell people is when I share information about this online to people, there's this particular message I like to forward to people that breaks down an essay. So, whichever program you're applying to here, I want you to know that there's a problem, if not more than one. Yeah, it could be one, it could be two, it could be several problems. There is a problem that program is aiming to solve. Yeah. For example, my program is already like obvious: flood risk management. Flooding is a natural disaster, so that's a major problem. But in fact, recently we can already see what's happening global, and it's not just even in Africa.
Yeah.
Globally, yesterday, I don't know if you caught the news about New York. New York of all cities, yeah, it was flooded yesterday. Which now, in the coming weeks, you would hear so many economic damage that will come out from that particular flooding event. But yeah, this is happening everywhere. So it's not just about whether it's in developed country or it's in a developing country. No, it's everywhere. Flooding does not care whether it's a developed country or not. And this is what happens with most of these natural disasters. So for every program, there's always a problem that is aiming to solve. So once you can figure that out, that is the starting point. That is the starting point. So because you as well, I don't think you want to go into a program without having that, plan to help achieve or their aims or their goals. So that is how it starts, identifying the problem. So that's like the foundation. Now you've identified the problem. Yeah. You can also move from there directly to, okay, what are like the different drivers of this problem? And that's how you start doing your essay. This is the problem. What is causing the problem? People are aware of this problem. Now, where can I come in? What is my experience in the past? What is my qualifications? What are my skills? What are my strengths? How can I use everything I've just mentioned to, help me to solve this problem? And that is how you can definitely convince someone that you know what you want to do. Identify that problem and just, carry on. And of course, you solving the problem is already putting your life plans, your career goals into motion. Because there's no way you talk about solving a problem without you talking about your own plans. Whether it's long-term goals, whether it's short-term goals, it would also be, aiming towards achieving or reducing that particular problem. And that's how you can win someone's heart when you're writing an essay. You just have to move down that way. You've identified the problem, you've stated the causes, and you've seen different things. What are your own strengths? What are your qualifications? You have to put in after, this is, for example, maybe you studied civil engineering and you're applying to a civil engineering related program. There will be a particular point after you've identified problems where you talk about your strengths, your qualifications, your skills. I have done this, I have done that, I did that, Then you move all the way down towards why you are applying for that particular program in the first place. What like motivated you to applying? And how does it link to your own personal goals? How does it help the world? I mean, this can go into your essays. So someone that picks up your essay, reads it, know that, actually this person actually knows what he's doing. This person actually knows what she's doing. They have plans. They are applying for this particular, from the essay, you can already tell your story that, this is what motivates me to apply this program. And this is what I can do in my own capacity to help solve it. And this is how this program will help me. Because that's the aim. You're not just going there to study for fun. You are going there so that the program itself would help you, would impact you with knowledge enough to achieve your own goals. So if you are linking all these things together, then you have a problem. And that's it, basically.
It's really comprehensive. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sheriff. So, we said a lot really, and could you just like briefly tell us like your general experience as an Erasmus scholar, and do you think it's worth it applying for the scholarship? What are like the pros, what are the cons, and any advice you have to give to intending applicants?
Yes. So, okay, let me start by saying it was worth every penny. It was worth every penny. I can confidently say that I am glad I chose this path. Simply because, like I said earlier, my first master's degree was more of a general course. We did and it was actually a 1-year course. I think you're familiar with this. It's a 1-year course program. So we had to cover a lot of things in the space of a few months, before I started my thesis.
Yeah.
So it was quite, especially for someone that, changing the field, moving from fisheries then now to water management. It was just, so solid for me. But when I came for this program, I could say, yes, it was worth it, because even the things I missed during my first master's degree, I was able to learn them. I can confidently say, I am a certified hydrologist. I'm a certified water scientist. I'm a certified water engineer. Simply because in this space of 2 years, I've been exposed to so many things that revolves around hydrological processes, and this has been a very wonderful and insightful experience for me. One other thing is the fact that you get to experience different culture depending on your program. Like I said, you attend different countries, you attend different universities in different countries. It's been quite very interesting for me. It's been impactful. It's been educative as well. I mean, this also prepares you for life challenges in the future. And what I'm saying about life challenges is the fact that when I was talking the other time, I talked about the fact that there was different academic setup for Germany and for the Netherlands. When I was in Germany, I was not under a lot of pressure. When I was in the Netherlands, I was under more pressure simply because of the modular system. And this is actually what you can, experience in life, where maybe you are working as a self-employed person, as working under a company, or working, as a freelancer. You get to, you get some experience where you are under pressure and you have to navigate your way around it. But this experience actually, prepared me also ahead of the fact that I can easily, adjust and adapt to different, pressure when it comes to, actualizing my goals and, achieving my goals as well. So, it was worth it really, because I was, I experienced different academic setup. In Spain, it was also like a bit different. In Slovenia also, I mean, these differences in the academic setup has also helped me and boost my confidence as well. So yeah, I would say that. Then, talking about my experience in general, it was really good. Having the ability to learn from different professors from different walks of life, that's also a very, very good thing. If I start talking about different experiences I've had, it probably won't leave here today. But in general, it is worth every penny. The only issue I probably would say I had in terms that is not on the positive side is probably, of course, relocation. Relocation, that is just the only issues in terms of accommodation, traveling around. Yeah, for some people it's probably going to be stressful, but in the end, trust me, it was worth it, because I mean, if you are the one that actually wants to, apply for this scholarship and make an impact in the world, whatever comes with it, you have to be able to survive and adapt to these situations. And traveling around was one of it, because when you're applying to see these things, before you make your application, so you have to, your mind's already prepared for this. So that was like the only part I felt like it could be a bit stressful, moving around, getting accommodation, but every other thing was worth it. Trust me.
Yeah, that's good. Just came to mind to ask that, like, even after studies, job opportunities, is it kind of easy to get jobs, or it's in a way, definitely depend on your program of study, right?
Yes. Actually, with jobs, it can be program specific, dependent as well. For me, for example, right now, I'm into job search at the moment, and luckily for me, I'm settling in Germany for now, so I have the opportunity to stay back through what's called the job seeking visa. So it gives me ample time to get a job, settle in to get a job. I don't need to, put so much pressure on myself. I have some of my colleagues that already got a job. I have some of my colleagues that, of course, already got a PhD. Depends on your plans and whatever it is you want to do. So but what I would say is, in terms of job opportunities, trust me, it's about making your applications, exploring your opportunities. That's yes will come. It's similar to I think you all are familiar about the fact that about scholarship applications where we have people that have been applying for years and they haven't gotten that years, and when it finally comes, all the struggles just goes away. I think it's more or less similar with job applications as well. You apply, some would come as rejection, some you might even have interviews, and some will still come back as rejection, but definitely have that, yes. But the point still remains, you are not, regardless of where you find yourself in Europe, you are not under that so much pressure of, oh, I have to go back to Nigeria, or I have to go back to my country in 2 months or in a month, and I have to get a job immediately after I finish. The pressure is not there. They have given that opportunity to, settle in after, depending on the country. Germany, I can talk more on Germany, but I don't know about so many other countries. You have the opportunity to extend your stay, to officially find a job. I was talking to my supervisor, actually, after my thesis defense, and we're just talking about job applications and how many months it take, and she was telling me, actually, if you standardly or like on average, it can take often up to a year for you to actually find that role you really want to do after studies. It's the standard here. I mean, if you get a job immediately, trust me, it's fine. I mean, but this on average, it would take even up to a year, 12 months, or even more to actually get that role you really want to, as long as you are making an impact. So, the pressure is not there in terms of job applications. So, yeah, that's what I can say about job applications, basically.
That's good. Thank you very much. So, to round everything off, what is the advice to people that are watching this video and, are probably preparing? I think the application is currently on, right? I forgot to even ask about that.
Yes. I mean, of course, the application runs. So basically, the Erasmus application runs between August to, I think, March the next year. But it's program specific. So some programs are already open. Some opens towards the end of the year. Some opens earlier next year. So every program has their own date. So I think for every program, they have usually a month or 2 months in between for you to apply. So some program, for example, a program that has opened in August deadline will probably be in September, October. A program that is going to open now, the deadline will probably going to be in 2 months' time. So I mean, every program has its own start time and deadline time.
Yeah, that's fine. So what's like your last word, final advice to people that are planning to apply? What they should put in mind and prepare, how they can prepare themselves even while coming to Europe.
So what I would just say is be intentional in what you do. Be intentional. Always prepare ahead. I used to tell people a lot of this thing is I think everybody is more or less somehow affected by this. We procrastinate a lot. I mean, we don't prepare ahead a lot of times. And when it is now time to actually make that move, we are under so much pressure. I've been talking to some of people that are actually aspiring to apply recently, and we already started with documentation and everything. I told them, okay, these are the documents you need. Okay, your program is not open yet. It does not stop you from preparing. I mean, for example, let's say there's a program that is starting, that it's going to open maybe in October and it will end in December. If right now I already have all my documents, trust me, it will save me a lot of time. So it doesn't matter whether I apply early or I apply late. Yes, fine. But the point is, once you can get all your documents ready in time, it will save you a lot of stress, it will save you a lot of time. And this way, it will give you ample time to always revisit your application. To submit it. Yeah. I mean, one other thing I always tell people is recently we've had that flexibility to network a lot. Trust me, there is no program you want to apply to today unless the new ones that they have not really had previous scholars. There's no program you want to apply to on Erasmus today that you wouldn't find someone that has won that scholarship before in your country. Trust me. Even if it's not in your country, you would find someone from another country.
Yeah.
Trust me, there's LinkedIn there. Just go on LinkedIn, you connect with people, reach out to them in a professional way, not too formal, of course. Yeah. Trust me, I'm not into this formal, no, that's not my type of person. But I mean, there are ways you can reach out to people when you need their help, and they will give you that audience.
Yeah.
But you want to reach out to people, for example, I mean, I've received certain messages, for example, that just by reading the first message, I don't show interest. Imagine you sending me a message about you want to apply for a particular program, for example, and you send, hello, hi, how are you doing? Fine. I'm planning to apply for this particular program, and I want you to tell me what the program is about. I want you to tell me how to do this. And I would know this person
does
not know what he or she wants. compared to a message like, hello, I plan to apply for this program. I saw that this. I saw that this. I already have this document. I already have this. Please, can you please expatiate more on this? It will already show that this person already made their research. Yeah, we are scholars. Yeah, we are not expected to like spoon feed people who don't understand this. Yeah, there was a message I even received from someone that was like, scholar, please, can you please help me with my application? Don't worry, I'll pay you. I was like, yeah, I've received such messages here. So I want them to go, please, you have to help me submit my application. I can pay, I can do this. No, it's not nice.
Imagine people like that
but
coming down to grad school. They will pay people to do their assignments and they're not even going to be faithful with their work.
Exactly. So I mean, it's feel free to reach out to people. But you that you want to reach out to someone, you have to be prepared as well. You don't just enter someone's DM and say something or say this, say that. No. You would not get that out yet. Trust me. So, like I said, just prepare yourself, network with people, reach out to people, ask questions, reasonable questions. That you know that yes, when even you yourself, when someone asks you a question, you know that this person actually made a research and they know what they want to do. They just need a little bit of guidance. Yeah. And that's what I always tell. Just do this, do that. Prepare ahead. Always prepare ahead. Get information. Like we were talking earlier, the requirements are always there. All this information are online. In fact, new applicants, I think right now the number of even messages we receive from people that want to apply has been reducing due to the fact that people like you, for example, have taken their efforts to put in videos online on YouTube and so many things. Which is also helpful. You don't want to apply, go online there. Go to YouTube.
You sound so frustrated. Yeah, they've been disturbing you a lot.
There are so many resources out there. Trust me, that I know of people that all they did was watch YouTube and they got scholarships. I'm not saying that it's work like that for everybody. True. Some people, they still need a little bit of guidance. But you have to also work for yourself and also prepare ahead before you can actually say you want to help, so you want someone's help. So that's always my advice. Like, okay, prepare ahead, reach out to people, network, ask questions. Then it just makes things easier for yourself. That's just the truth. So you always prepare ahead, ask questions, prepare documents, be calm. Don't wait until deadline. Don't wait until the application is maybe 2 days before you submit your application or you start rushing. No, it doesn't help that way. So just try to prepare ahead, take your time, and just make your applications. And one other strong thing is always apply with complete documents. Don't say, oh, well, I have first class, oh, they require English exam, yeah, I don't care. You are not going anywhere. Simply because for some programs, they allocate scores for each document. Even if you have the best SOP in the world, if one document is missing, it might be like a disqualification for you. Yeah. It happened to me, I think, while I was applying for Commonwealth, I applied for one aquaculture related program back then in 2019. And I didn't use an English exam. They required it, but I didn't use it. And when I like the fact that those programs, they gave me a feedback. And when I got my feedback, I discovered that I missed some points from my English exam. And if I had that particular English exam, it should have plotted me forward in such a way that I might actually have been selected. So please don't say, put some where I want to. Please just try to apply with all documents and everything. And that's it.
Thank you so much for your time today and, for teaching out all of this relevant and valuable information. And anybody watching this, I'm sure they'll be very, very grateful for everything that, you've talked about in the course of this interview. And we are grateful. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the wealth of knowledge.
Thanks for the invite. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. And so if you are yet to subscribe, if you are watching this, kindly do so, share the video. Don't just audit to yourself. One way you can also impact others is by letting them know about this valuable information that you're also benefiting from. And that's just the best thing to do. Don't forget to don't forget to share, subscribe, and always spread the good news. And I wish you guys good luck. I wish you guys all the best and success in your applications. Till we meet, stay comforted. Bye.
Bye, everyone.